public, okay? So if you have an organization that wants to write a proposal for this, come to the youth committee meetings. We're gonna continue to meet right up until the time the proposals are written. We don't know when they're gonna be written, if they're gonna be written over the summer, but please come out to our next meeting. This is gonna be a hot topic on the agenda. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Bob, if I just may also say, the
Yes,
River Bay Fund volunteered to have the River Bay grant writer include other organizations.
Yes, I did. Yes, they've been very generous. The River Bay Fund is going to utilize their grant writer to help anybody who wants to write a proposal and include them in with their proposal or help them to write a proposal. So we have a lot of opportunity here. We want to take advantage of.
Next up is municipal services. Joe is not here, so Tom.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You sure you okay, thank you? Municipal services met on May 16th, 7:30. We began with the Pledge of Allegiance, and we have a few street permits in front of us. Resolved at the request of Municipal Services Committee, Bronx Committee Board 10, that the following street activity permits be approved in committee and be forwarded to the full board. 34511, it's Ellsworth Avenue, 7th Avenue, Black Party, Ellsworth Avenue between Fairmont and Baisley, July 8, 2017, between 12 p.m. and 9 p.m., including setup and breakdown. Spring into Health Street event, Westchester Avenue, between East Tremont and Commerce Avenue, curb only. This is not a closing of the street or anything, it's just a curb only, handing out stuff. It's May 19, 2017, between 2 p.m. and 6 p.m., including setup and breakdown. 2017 Harrington Avenue Black Party between Mayflower and Edison Avenue, August 26, 2017, from 12 to 9 p.m., including setup and breakdown. Morris Park SDA Church Health Fair, Quincy Avenue between Sampson and Miles. It's for July 23rd, 2017, from 12 to 5 p.m. He's filing his paperwork and he's going to bring his application to ID number. That's all he needs is an ID number. He had filed the day that day. So if there was a motion to accept and street activities, it was second and unanimously approved in committee. Can I get a motion to accept? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any abstentions? Any opposed? Unanimous. Passed. The second item on the agenda was a discussion on DOT proposal concerning Frisbee Avenue. The committee was given a brief presentation on this matter by Lisa Soren. Volunteered to reach out. She volunteered to reach out to the neighbors on Benson Street. There was a motion to accept, and it was second, and the vote was as follows. It was 7 yes and 1 abstention. You know what that abstention was? Can I get a motion to accept?
Motion to accept?
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Discussion.
On a discussion?
I just want to reiterate that the neighbors do not know about this. I did a walkthrough myself, and the cars cannot go down the rest of Frisbee Avenue. Everything's going to be shifted to Overing Street, where they're already bombarded with traffic from Westchester Avenue. This is a very bad plan, very bad. We have a lot of children, there's a lot of apartment buildings on the rest of Frisbee Avenue. There are a lot of children playing in the street. This cannot accommodate the traffic that they're looking to divert into the residential area. This block never should have been turned the way it was. It never should have had the median placed in front of Frisbee Avenue. They should not have removed the left-hand turn out of Frisbee. And diverting the traffic back in is suicidal. It's crazy. It makes no sense at all.
I know we had a discussion on that the medium should have never been, we would like to get the medium turned back, but we felt that it wasn't going to happen for a long time.
Right, well, you know what, this is not gonna happen, this is not gonna be reversed for a long time, because you're talking about two streets here, and it was always the policy of this committee, that when you're reversing a street, that you have to have signatures from everybody that is affected by it. We have zero.
Tommy, if I may, I also believe the original motion at the committee did state that given that we were also in favor of this, given that the Westchester Square bid was in favor of it. It doesn't make that mention here.
Westchester Square bid was in favor of this.
Yes.
They were very, well, that's why Lisa
Well,
came.
they're the ones that initiated the median and the reversal of that street and to stop that left turn.
But the whole board
And another
approved
thing-
that.
I'm sorry?
The whole board approved that Westchester
Well,
Square
excuse me,
thing.
But I had concerns about those two very issues, and I was told it was a non-issue. And it is an issue because we're dealing with this now. It's a big issue, but they downplayed it.
You-
No, I was at that meeting, and I was one that did not vote for it. In fact, the whole thing at the square with the islands that they put in and the changing the traffic, I voted no on all of that, so it was never unanimous.
Well, this comes before us because they're trying to alleviate the traffic on Tremont.
Well, this should have been well thought out before they were putting medians and changing directions of traffic. Now they want all the traffic to come into the residential area, and on a street that can't even accommodate this. There's at least 80 spots between those two blocks, between the two parking on the street, and there's 3 lots there, that a doctor that has an outpatient clinic there. So you're talking, and that's not even the turnover during the day. So you're talking a lot of a big volume of traffic coming through, and that's wrong. You cannot do that to the residents, when they don't even know about it. And this wasn't even on the agenda. I found out about it when I showed up at the meeting on Wednesday. And it was a big rush to pass this through. That's wrong.
No, it was on the agenda.
Oh, no, it wasn't.
It was on the agenda.
No, it wasn't. I have a copy of the agenda. It was not. It was not. Look at the website. It certainly was not.
We could,
If I may,
yes, Peter.
I'm going to pull a Virginia on everyone, I'm very sorry. But 49 years ago, I used to live on Frisbee and I got hit by a car there. Now, what we're doing.
That explains a lot. That explains it.
Okay.
But what we're doing now,
The car was totaled, yeah.
it might have strained my thinking a little, but let's seriously look at this. The DOT do the correct survey. Do they know that Overing Street, which they want to put all this commercial traffic, has alternate side of the street parking on it, and you're now going to be diverting commercial vehicles down there? And this is all the way to the intersection of Tremont with Silver Street.
Why would commercial vehicles go down Frisbee to deliver where?
Well, that's what they're
To the neighborhood?
directing the traffic.
That's where they direct the traffic down.
Wait a minute, if I may,
Yes.
let's be clear. The problem is the backlog on Frisbee going on to Tremont. Commercial traffic is not gonna go up Frisbee because they can only go 2 blocks, and the only place they can go after that is up over and back out either
That's what we
to
just said.
Tremont or to St. Raymond's, back where they came from. So it makes no sense for them to go up, for commercial traffic to go up Frisbee because they got no place else to go.
So then why make it a
I'm
two-way?
finished. You're talking about a
Who
reversal.
said
I'm
I was
sorry.
finished?
I'm
Who said
sorry.
I was
I
finished?
was given the floor.
No, I was still at the floor. I didn't.
I'm sorry we don't have the map with us that shows what exactly they're doing. They're going 2 blocks in on Frisbee
Right.
and reversing it.
Right.
The rest of Frisbee is a 2-way. But there's no place for them to go other than straight ahead. So there's no sense for somebody coming down Tremont to go into Frisbee to go back out to Tremont.
Right.
Doesn't make any
So,
sense.
any of those
They're not coming
local
in that way.
deliveries, making the store deliveries and get done and have to go back towards West Farm, wouldn't take that way.
No, they're gonna go straight up
They
to
go
Tremont.
straight up
anyway.
Tremont, but Tremont's gonna
But
be,
regardless,
Let's
No,
try-
you're
This is an
going up-
issue.
you're going up north, you know?
this is an issue of convenience versus safety.
No, it's
There's a
not.
major
This is
issue.
safety. This is certainly safety.
Bring it up
That's what I just said.
residential area.
There's a major issue at the corner of Frisbee and Tremont.
That they created themselves.
That doesn't
They
change
created
the
that.
fact that the issue is
that
there.
the issue's
But they
there
should
now.
remove what they
What
created.
was put there for pedestrian safety, not for the convenience of vehicles. It was put there for pedestrian safety. This board, as a whole, decided that that was the way to go, to save lives for pedestrian safety. It was part of the Vision Zero program. It was a lot more involved than just making a left turn onto Williamsbridge. I wasn't a fan of not making a left turn onto Williamsbridge, but it was a question of pedestrian safety, so I voted in favor for that reason. This is also a question of safety. So turning that Frisbee in for the first 2 blocks, as far as I'm concerned, is a question of safety, and it was a better plan than anything else they could come up with at this time.
I think it's a terrible plan, and I think this should be tabled. Because you have to walk down Frisbee Avenue to see where this traffic is going. It's
Did you just
ridiculous.
make a motion to table?
Yeah.
I second it.
Motion was made to table it.
And it's been seconded. Take a vote.
All's in favor of tabling this?
Back to committee.
What are we tabling it to?
Back to committee.
Back to the committee.
All those in favor of tabling?
Keep your hands up.
Table.
Put your hands back up. Or against the table.
This is to table it. Against?
Oh, against tabling?
Great.
Any abstention?
Any abstentions?
Wait, these abstentions?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's
Okay,
3.
Kevin and Mr. Frank. Okay, passes.
Doesn't. The table passes. Go back to committee. Better be in it. Come on, Joe. Okay. There was a discussion on the third agenda to remove the parking at Westchester Square, Montefiore. There was a motion to accept. It was second. It was approved by all. Resolved at the request of Municipal Service Committee, Board 10, the request to remove the doctors' only parking at Montefiore Square campus to be forwarded to the full board and approved. Can I get a motion to accept? Can I get a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Passes. Next is there was a discussion for a petition for a speed bump on Mayflower Avenue at the request sent to the DOT. For a speed bump on Mayflower Avenue, DOT will be possibly doing a traffic study in the area. The motion to approve was seconded and unanimously accepted. Resolved at the request of the Municipal Service Committee of Bronx Community Board 10 that a letter be written to the Bronx Borough Commissioner of DOT requesting that the speed bump be placed on Mayflower Avenue between East Tremont Avenue and Waterbury Avenue, and that it be forwarded to the full board for approval. Can I get a motion to accept?
Motion to accept.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Passed. Okay.
Just for transparency, I live on that block.
Yeah, we know, I made note of that, Peter.
You mean that's why I go to the first
Yeah. You had your own separate paper.
I
You
was
were-
the last district manager for four-way stop signs for 5 years.
Okay, we went on to a discussion on the agenda for Best Deal Service. A letter of support was renewed, well, they needed a letter of support to renew their TLC license. There was a motion to approve, it was second, unanimously approved by all. The resolve at the request of Municipal Service Committee of Bronx Community Board 10, that a letter be placed, that a letter of support for the Best Deal Car Service for a TLC license renewal to be written to the TLC and forwarded to the full board. Can I get a motion?
To accept.
Second? All in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? One abstention. Marjorie is abstaining. Old business, there was none. New business, Joe needs a co-chair. I felt that he wasn't there, so I was gonna wait for him to come back and make that decision. Oh, wait a minute.
Isn't there one more resolution
resolution?
Yeah,
It
was-
it's here, it's there.
It's
coming-
there.
He's getting to it.
I'll get to
He's
it.
getting to it. He's just following his report.
I'm following the report. So Joe wasn't there, so there was a couple of names shot around, and I just felt that Joe should make that decision and discuss it with his co-chair. There was a discussion regarding the right turn on Country Club Road onto McDowell's Place. There is a right turn signal, right turn sign next to the bus stop. This is a safety issue before us. Before there is a request to remove that right-hand turn. The problem with that is when everybody's trying to get out of there, all the traffic is backed up, and if you're in the right lane, you can't make the turn. So if you can't make the turn, you got to stay in that single lane, and the traffic just backs up. So I think, Martin, you talked to somebody for DOT?
What it is there's a right turn arrow at that corner.
Only.
It's right turn only. Therefore, traffic that's looking to go straight can't use that lane. So we have requested that they make it a straight and turn arrow. So the request is in, we spoke with the commissioner, and it should be coming forward.
Arlene?
Did you speak with the Country Club Civic Association? Because they requested that, and I actually was at that meeting and understand why they wanted it.
And as I just said, it went through. We did it.
They did.
And the request is there. In addition, there was some work done in Country Club, and the contractor did not put their crosswalks in the proper place, and that's going to be re-inspected, and the contractor will make it, request to make it right. So that was everything for Country Club.
Okay, so resolved at the request of Municipal Service Committee of Bronx Community Board 10, that a letter be written to the Bronx Borough Commissioner of DOT requesting that the right turn arrow on Country Club Road at Bruckner Boulevard going towards McDowell's Place, McDonald's, I'm hungry, place, to be placed, that's where I'm going, to replace with a new street marking sign and a right turn as well as a going straight, and that'll be forwarded to the full board for approval. Can I get a motion to
You
accept?
sent the letter already?
No, we
Did
didn't.
you say you already reached out to the commissioner on this?
Yeah, I met with the commissioner on all of these issues.
Oh, okay.
But we didn't send the letter out.
Excuse
Oh,
me?
but we didn't send a letter.
No.
I thought you said we did already.
No, he just met with him.
Oh, okay.
Motion to accept by Peter, second. All in favor? Any opposed? One opposed. Any abstentions?
Abstention. Opposed and abstained. One or the other. I said abstain.
So Irene opposed and Bob abstained.
Oh, I'd like to oppose, I'm sorry.
Debbie Hunt opposed.
Two opposed.
Got a little distracted.
Not distraction. I know you're in trouble. Not distraction.
That's it. I think Steve- Yeah, that's it.
All right, next, Parks and Recreation.
Parks and Recreation did not meet this month. Our next scheduled meeting is for Monday, June 12th, 7:30 at the board office. The new members that are currently appointed to the board, I know as our chairman wanted to say, we would like you to join. Our attendance is a little low, partly because we don't have enough of our community board members on that committee. With that said, that's pretty absurd, unfortunately, because we do have the biggest park in the city of New York, which is Pelham Bay Park, and Ferry Point isn't that far behind. So with our parks, we'd love to have more people on our committee, and look forward to it.
I'll be there.
I'll be there too.
All right, Kevin, as I had informed you before your meeting, that the request for the lighting at Section 5, that is being examined, and we're going to get cost estimates or a plan of action from the Parks Department. So we met with them.
Yes, got that.
Okay. Plan and budget didn't meet this month. Next is Health and Human Services.
Okay, for the sake of time, last month you approved the New York State Nurses Association to send a letter, to draft a letter to the public officials regarding the Montefiore Hospital, the Einstein Moses Division. So Joe Boyko drafted a letter, everyone looked at it, I looked at it, we put it together. For the sake of time, I sent it in, and you'll all get it tomorrow.
No resolution?
It's already passed.
It's already passed last
No,
month.
no, I'm saying, but you don't have anything.
No, the resolution is, they'll get it and, approve it, and we'll start contacting all the elected officials with the letter. And we have a Health and Human Services Committee this Thursday, next Thursday.
Yeah, next Thursday,
Today is Thursday,
next Thursday.
next Thursday, so everybody come.
And you know you guys gotta get prepared for the, public hearing.
Yes, we have a public, June 13th, I will announce it.
Double public hearing.
Oh, I'm sorry, double public.
Double public hearing, we announced it before.
We're working together now. Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
going back to planning and budget, maybe we need to put someone in there temporary. It's gonna be, it sounds like it's gonna be a while.
Well, yeah, I haven't heard from you yet.
Yeah, I talked to him today, great length, and it's gonna be very serious surgery, and he's gonna be laid up for a while.
Well, reach out to him.
Yeah, just letting you know.
Thank you. Veteran Services.
Colonel Chin.
I'm Colonel Chen. I represent the Veterans Services Committee meeting, and I think Memorial Day is coming soon, and I hope all you would at least attend or support the veterans. But on all the wars, the veterans represent only about less than 1% of the people. And we really don't get recognized for the veterans and the people that died. And I always say, and maybe I said it too many times, if it wasn't for the World War II veterans, Tom Brokaw said, the greatest generation, we would be speaking Japanese and German. And we wouldn't be having meetings like this here in the United States of America. Now, with respect to the World War II, they're slowly dying out. I represent the Korean War, and these are the significant wars. And then the Vietnam War came. And to reflect on the neglect of the people, especially the Korean War, the World War II memorial went up in Washington, D.C. Then came the Vietnam War memorial. And me being a veteran of the Korean War, and all the other Koreans said, what happened to us? That was the most vicious war of all the wars. And many people got caught, killed. I hate to say this, but people should know the history of this. So we were neglected until somebody says, oh, oops, we forgot you guys. And finally they put up the Korean War Memorial. And this is not just in this is total Washington, D.C. I was in Minneapolis a few years ago for the American Legion Convention. They showed us the memorials of World War II, Vietnam. I said, what happened? Oh, we forgot. We'll take care of you guys next time. But I'm trying to emphasize the neglect and the forgetfulness of the veterans who have sacrificed so much. And, we try to do the best we can for them. And I know, the World War II are slowly dying, the Koreans are slowly dying, so you may not hear too much about it. But, we have to be aware of what was passed. All these guys were either volunteers or draftees, and they sacrificed. And I also like to, maybe it is not appropriate, but I like to keep people aware of what the current events are and what the future holds, and appreciate and think what the veterans are trying to say. And try to read the minutes, at least glance through the minutes. And I said, and the last time it said, last meeting we had, North Koreans fired another test missile. Since then, they fired another two or three, 4 missiles. They also conducted more nuclear tests, and I just heard recently from some of my fellow veterans, they found and discovered there's a North Korean submarine that they're testing. It's a little smaller. But all they have to do is, what they're trying to do is miniaturize the nuclear bomb, and they put that on a submarine. They can go right near the Pacific and it'll hit the western United States. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Colonel.
Chair,
Yes, Doctor.
first I'd like to thank Colonel Chin for your service. My father also served in Korea War. And I also note on your minutes, Tony encourages all to observe the community board elections in June. So I hope all of us will be here next month. Please, and tell your fellow board members that encourage them to come for the elections.
Go for it, Peter.
Warner? Yes, Peter.
June's meeting. Just make sure everyone understands, we gotta put this message out to the whole board. If we don't make quorum in June, we have to have a special meeting to do another election. So we don't want to do that. A couple of years ago, we had to do a special election in the beginning of July. So we got to make sure we talk to everyone and make sure they come out, just have quorum. Because we don't want to have a special meeting in July.
You should do a phone trip.
But we have,
We do call them out.
we have to
All right, on that note, I haven't been reminded by Peter. Is there any old business? That was old business, but okay.
I was going off Alvin.
Any old business? Yes, Bob.
Yeah, I'd like to make a floor motion that we hire Noreen Kilkenny full-time.
I second that.
I second that.
Unfortunately, folks, that is not in our realm. That
Almost certainly is.
No, that is for the district manager. It is for the district manager to do. And that's after the district manager has had time to make his evaluation of the staff. That is why we hired him, Bob. I'm sorry. I can't agree with you on
I
that.
know you don't agree, but I believe you're wrong. Go ahead, Pete.
Motion of inquiry, section 2800 of the city charter. It is ours.
Yeah.
It's our responsibility.
You can check the city charter, it is ours. But, that being said, and not to delay this meeting, I'd like to table that back to executive board after we all look at it, and we can talk about it in June.
One last thing, Ron. One
Hold on, we got a motion.
tabling motion.
Where we got a
I'm sorry.
motion on the floor.
All those in favor? No tabling? Any opposed? Any abstentions? Unanimous is tabled. Yes.
One last thing, I asked the board for guidance. The nomination and elections committee does not make any guidelines. We already have our nomination and election guidelines. But we discussed the idea of a biographical statement by all the candidates. Since we have new members, maybe 5 to 9 members may come in, and everyone's going to be new. One appointed board member suggested that folks stand up and have a couple of words. How do you feel about that?
Yeah.
Biographical statement?
Either.
I guess a motion would have to go.
No, the only thing I object about that is it's gonna make that meeting so much longer. So I would suggest a week and a half before our meeting, all candidates could present, say, a mission statement, and it'd be emailed, not for dispute. It gets emailed, no emails are shown, so we don't need talk back and forth, just a simple mission statement. And let's leave it at that instead of bringing it up at the full board.
Are you talking about sending that to the new members that are gonna?
Everybody.
Everyone.
Including the new, will we know who the new members are a week before that?
Not sure yet,
Will the new members be appointed before the next
not sure yet.
June executive board meeting?
My hope is the answer would be yes.
Because they're supposed to come in front of us for our committee appointments, that's all.
My hope is the answer will be no. Honestly, because they're new members and they're gonna be voting for people that they don't know, they haven't seen them for 9 months. I've always.
We've had this discussion.
Yeah, no, I know we've had it, but I'm saying it's still up for open. The new
If-
members come
if
in. Last year it happened, they came in and they're looking at like, who's that? Who's that? Absolutely. Oh,
And I can also guarantee you that, don't worry about, writing, the English and grammar, I'll straighten that out, I will do writing. So don't worry about that.
Do you want these sent to you?
Everything is sent to the board office, nothing is sent to me.
Then they'll refer it to the committee that will prepare the email to be sent out.
What do you think?
I like that.
Keep it.
200
200
words
or
or
whatever it is.
200 words
Keep it to a certain.
I just don't want a debate at our meeting over this.
Is it that cool? Can somebody give a motion?
Motion to accept what he said.
Second.
All those in favor of the biographical
200 words or
statement?
less.
Aye.
Mission statement.
Oh, I got 200 words or less?
Oh,
All
where
in
did that come
favor?
from? 200 words is nothing. That's Tom Accomando. Executive committee.
Executive board is not committee.
You didn't say 250 letters.
Let's keep it one page.
With 500,
It's a mission statement, it's not a biography.
Well, the persons you bring about themselves in 4 hours.
Yeah, so a mission statement, what do you expect the board as a...
It's so hard to be tested, but the vote is on the floor. All those in favor?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Any opposed? Any abstain? So I guess you'll get your
That's cool, that's cool.
Okay.
Moving right along.
Thank you.
Next.
Yeah, because those guys' eyes were like...
Any new business?
That was the
That was the new business? Well, all I can ask for is that final thing of the night.
Motion to close.
Okay. All those in favor?
Okay, sir. Thank you for your service. We'll see you in June, right? No?
Well, yeah.
Yeah?